Oh, Ryan, you may have been second. It looks like Shiraz got first. Damn it. We'll wait 3 minutes like usual just to get everybody in, and then we'll get rolling because this is recorded, so if people miss it. What's up, AJ? Fifth, third, second. No, you cannot get a free membership. Sorry. Hi, Chad. What's up? Can everybody hear me fine? Get a thumbs up on making sure that you can hear me just fine. It is going to be a fun week. You know what's funny is Chris, I can't really read his tag out, his profile name out, because I'm going to assume that it's inappropriate. I'm shocked we don't have more inappropriate names that I have to try to come up with a clever way to say on a live stream every night. What's up, J-Bone? John, welcome. The Danish sausage, welcome. What's up, John? Oh, have at it. See, I thought we were saying something different there. So I am the problem, not you. Let's be clear. Of course, Shiraz, I can answer your question first. Hey, you're welcome for the tweets intraday. That's why Hater keeps me around, to let you know what I'm seeing on a daily basis. So let's just say welcome to everybody because the people are rolling in now. Have at it. Have at it. God, I'm an idiot. If you can see the screen, it looks like ES might be bullflagging a little bit here, so clean that mind before the week starts. You know, I'll be honest, Hater knows me very well, and sometimes I'm shocked that he trusts me to tweet all day. Sometimes I think to myself, like, oh my goodness, does he ever just lose sleep thinking what's ET going to say? But I keep it very professional. And you know what's funny? Every time there's a really, really, really funny tweet, the first thing that, I don't know if Matty Ryan's in here tonight, but the first thing Matty Ryan always responds with is there's no way ET didn't send this tweet, and it's always Hater that did it, not me. So no blame on my part. All right, who had that first question? Shiraz. So let's get that underway. We're at 7:01, so we're going to get rolling. No reason not to at this point. So let's get it going. All right. No question there yet? I did say, let me see here. First it was Shiraz 777. Now it's Shiraz Malik. Malik, are you there? Okay. Oh, you got your question typed out. Awesome. Possible to know when these large Trady flow orders that are bought calls or puts. How can we tell whether the whale has exited the position so we can follow? Oh, very good question. So let's go to Trady flow real quick, and I'll show you how to do that. Let's scroll down. So let's just take a look at. Okay, Doc, you had 10. So you come over here, right? So you go to Trady flow. I'll slow it down. Click your hamburger button. Go to Trady flow. Find the one you want to look for. We'll just pick Docu. I don't even know what the ticker trow is. That's interesting. So then you come here, and you're gonna see big red bars if they've left, right? And you can scroll down here and also see buy, 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 right? So they had one sell. Does that make sense? It's that easy. We can walk through another one. You said F. Let's just search. Good question, Angelino. I don't actually use. Was this the date we're looking for? 3/1. Yep. I don't actually trade ES, Angelino. So I don't. It's just up right now because it's ripping. I thought it would be fun. These are just my levels. I don't really trade it that often. I don't see that order. Oh yeah, here you go. 12 orders. The buy versus sell flow is not in there, so I'm not sure. Could just be a glitch on this one. I am currently in Malik F calls as well. Not from that signal, but from Monst, if he's in here. Sorry about that. Fatty is a good person to talk to about feuds. I think he looks at them more. And I think if you're in our Discord, 8 Plumber always has really good feuds levels. So if you tag him in the MNF channel and ask him about his feuds levels, he'll be able to help you out. He has a conversion that he uses. And he's an educator in the chat as well, so he'll be able to help you out a little bit more than that. I trade SPY. I don't really mess with SPX or ES very often. All right, what other questions do we have? Let the bull trap ensue. I'm just reading through. You guys are having a good time. I like when we're having fun. That is Chris and Aquarium in the background, indeed. And it's way quieter this week for people who'd come on a weekly basis because I put new filters in to quiet it down. Last week it sounded like somebody was surfing. Yeah, I have a big aquarium in my office at work. My wife says I can't have one at home, but I've got a big one at work. And it is my therapy. It's how I stay relaxed. I stare at it. Welcome, Siraj. Welcome back again. All right, so what do we want to look at tonight? Anybody have any questions, any thoughts, anything they're worried about? I'm sure the big question on everybody's mind is, did I become a banking contagion expert over the weekend? I did not. I definitely did not. I read up enough. I read through a few things to see how banks work. And all that information to try and see how things would go, but it looks like for the most part we're cleared out. I did not figure it out enough about banks over the weekend to tell you clearly what I thought would happen. All I know is banks going under is bad, and things are fixed a little bit for now, and we might have a little bit of a run over the next day or so until CPI comes out. Why SPY over SPX or vice versa? I don't know, Chris. I've gotten so used to it that that's just what I like to use. Angelina, I do not use Vanna and Charm at all. That's another K Fatty one. I'm very, based on options activity, any thoughts on how far the move might be tomorrow? I would say top would be 394. That's a guess, by the way. Just a guess. I wish I could give a good answer as to why I like SPY. I think SPY is what I started trading. I'll be honest, when I first started options, I've been investing a very long time, a long period of buy and hold for over a decade, really. And so then I decided to try buying and selling, kind of going around over things, and I switched to options. I put a portion of what I made over time into an options account and took a massive bath because I didn't understand options. Let's start there. And I also didn't understand the term buy the rumor, sell the news. And I thought that PFE making a vaccine that would help the whole world would send it to the moon, and overnight it tanked, and there was just no way to get out of my position quick enough. So from there, my next step was I traded one ticker basically for 6 months, and that was NVIDIA only, just to learn how options worked. And then from there, I switched to SPY, and now I play like 5 to 10 tickers, just depending. Sometimes I traded SPY only twice last week, but I traded banks a bunch, I traded Uber, a bunch of different things that I kind of hit throughout the week. It just depends on what levels are hit and how I'm feeling. Do I prefer Trady flow over live options flow? Yes. Here's the deal. I will watch live options flow as the day goes on. With these bought above ask, out of the money, short expiry, non-ETF, and then I'll come up here and I'll put minus Tesla, sometimes minus Apple. But I want you to look at this near the close of the day, right? We're gapping up a little bit in Future right now. Check this out. Near the close of the day, we had Apple, and always above ask, by the way. I don't care about anything that's not above ask. So anyways, we've got a pretty good run here. JPM probably going to run tomorrow, right? But see, these are all for this coming Friday's expiry. So very interesting that these folks here started slapping those near the end of the day. Earlier in the day, we were pretty put heavy, as you can see, lining up. But near the end of the day, we started getting some call flow towards some things that may deserve it. 6 months NVIDIA only sounds like some crazy moves. Yes, it was. There's a story, I don't know, I think Bone is still in here, of where I bought a bunch of NVIDIA and then walked into the fish store, and when I walked in, I was up, and there is no service in there, and when I walked out, I was down $18,000. So don't ever make trades if you don't have service, is the answer to that. What's up, Bismarck? Given your statement, Bubba Corey, I like that name. You from the South, Bubba Corey? Given your statement about just trading options on a few names, do you not care, for lack of a better phrase, about wash sales? I do certainly have occasional losses. All right, well, that's a very, very, very good question. Depending on the size of my trade, oh, hey, Bax. Depending on the size of my trade, I didn't set a stop loss, Chris, I'm an idiot. I may just let that trade zero out, to be honest, so I don't have to worry about the wash sale. What's up, Georgia? The South for the win. If anybody would like to know, Chris Chauncey is like my real life best friend, so don't ask him any personal questions, please. Okay, so let's see here. Any more questions? God filter, yep, that is correct. Leach? I don't know. Deck strategy, good success. Yeah, you have been. Are you the one that's been posting the deck strategy, Malik? And I'm not ignoring you, Delaney. We'll start looking at the deltas here in a second. I'll go ahead and start pulling some up. Let me slide these over real quick. We've got our dark pool, our options, our stock. Okay, so let's start with, you asked for, yeah, if you take a complete loss on it, a complete bath, you don't have to worry about wash sales. Options go to zero, click, do not exercise. Depending on the stock, I guess you can exercise if you've got enough equity to buy, 3,500 shares of Uber sitting around. You can do that. Gajong, I actually have been playing only week outs lately, believe it or not. I haven't taken something within the week now in probably 3 weeks. Moves a little slower, but, so where are we at? This is Tesla. Tesla's looking real gulaggy right now. Your spreadsheet's been awesome, Malik. Yep. Yep. I mean, obviously, Bubba, Google that and read up on it. You know what I mean? I pay an accountant to take care of anything that I do. So, yeah, maybe puts on Tesla. Let's take a look though, huh? Let's dig into it like we always do. I feel like sometimes we just have jam sessions, and I'm perfectly cool with that. But we should probably look at some charts too. Oh, whoops. God. Let me see. I don't have Trady's thing up. Or do I? Let me look to see if I have haters. Damn it. Nope. I don't have any of them up. Okay. So we're gonna draw out Tesla the Mongoloid way like I usually do. Bounce tomorrow, maybe. Well, we're bouncing right now in futures, gang. Let's just get a couple levels here. 170, 184. Let's pull up Tesla. That looks about right. 170, 177. Let's get one above. So let's say these Tesla levels hold true. All right. Let's just grab 3 here and see. If we get a bounce tomorrow, if we continue to bounce for a little bit and we get a little bit of a rip, I would leave Tesla alone till 179 or 190. You're going to need Chat GPT to define gulagi in this context. Gulag just means down. So that's what it's saying right now. That's what the deltas are saying. You can see though, we can get when they get a little bit higher. I'd say this level right here. If we were to draw a line with our eyes across the screen, I'd wait till we get this line right here. Personally, just for me. Especially, so we're getting closer. So let's say we rip a little bit tomorrow. Yes, these are Gex levels on Tesla, Delaney. So let's say we get some rippy tomorrow. We get up to our 179. Let's look. That looks to be about where we should be drawing it. It was so zoomed in, it was hard to see. And then where was our last drawing? 190. That would be an impressive run. So we're not even going to draw that. It's way up here. Well, we'll just drag this one down. Those are our Gex levels above. So if we're just looking at Tesla right here, we've got this 171 that we got below and then bounced and stayed above during Friday's session. Around 180 would be a decent rejection spot. But really, when you want to swing, when I want to swing, what I'm really looking for when I want to swing and I'm using these deltas is I'm looking for them to build up to a point every time, and I'm setting alerts on my phone. All right, I'm literally setting alerts on my phone for prices. So I'll go into Webull and I'll say I want an alert when Tesla crosses 178. And I'll want an alert when Tesla crosses 185. So if it happens to have just some massive run of a day, and I'm looking to swing puts, if you will, I'll wait for this to go up. I'll wait for it to rise. I'll be patient. And then I'll look here, and I'll say, oh, deltas are all of a sudden pretty far up here where Tesla starts to go down. And then I will enter my put swing a few weeks out. Let's see here. Let me look through everything everybody said. Tesla gonna tank. God bless you. God bless all of you. I know you were talking to somebody else there, not me. Open green, then it should be interesting when sell volume begins. Yes. You know, I think you've seen me tweet about it. I am looking currently, unless data changes, I personally am looking for big green days to buy longer dated puts that I can swing. This is a relief bounce and a news bounce that things aren't going, that banks aren't going under quite yet. Let's see here, gang. Hater, could you create specific GEX levels for each indices so the GEX stay with the individual ticket when we change charts? I don't know if Hater's in here, gang. This is ET, so, but he might watch this video later. So, that's something to take note of. I am not the dev, that's for sure. He is 1,000,000% smarter than I am. I'm just a smooth-brained guy that knows how to use Twitter. Okay, so let's take a look at Apple. What else? You asked for Apple, Tesla, and what else? What was the third ticker that you were looking at? Apple should be about the same. Actually, take a look at that. Starting to dip down a little bit. DMD is way better for OPEX, gang. In fact, I should probably not tweet about it on days, to be honest, that it's not OPEX. So, because they can just keep rolling until that day. So Apple's interesting here. It's actually got a little bit of a downturn here, which says that at some point we might want to long it. How do you use the DMD data? DMD is real simple. Big candle down, last hour to 30 minutes roughly, price goes up. Big green candle up, price goes down in that time period. There's a video on the Trady website, or on the Trady YouTube, and it's a possibility only. There are no alerts, Tesla, for dealer positioning, no. There are no alerts for it. You have to go search the tickers you want to see. Let's see here. Dark pool levels seem to be really good to trade off lately. You all know I love dark pools. If you watch Twitter or have watched any videos we've posted on the official Trady YouTube, you know I love dark pools quite a bit. I hope that answered your question, Bismarck. It's very simple. There's a maybe 3 minute long DMD video on the Trady YouTube where I cover it in a little bit more detail. Other was SPY. So SPY deltas are still pointing towards bearish. I do not know if alerts are coming, Tesla Theta. That would be a question for the big dog, for the dev. Oh, Malik, I can't give you that advice. I'm sorry. Got June 30th SPY puts for 385. Would you hold tomorrow or take a huge loss? I can't give you that advice. I set stop losses for 20% on all of my trades. So I would and I also set take profits at 20% because I'm a robot. That was good, Bismarck? Or are you just saying thanks to be kind? What Greeks do I use while buying options? Do you mean like what Greeks I look for, like actually? Like the delta, the theta, everything else? I don't really look at those. The Greeks that way. Folks that have watched me trade before. So let's say, well, I'll just give a good example to answer that question. Let's say SPY is pointing downwards through its dealer Greeks, which we'll look at here real quick. just to give you an example. If I'm trading this and I'm looking to go short, excuse me, the most important thing I'm looking for is I refuse to short in a downtrend. Just over a long period of trading, I have learned that shorting is, so these dealer Greeks going up for SPY are showing that there is a bearish trend possible. Okay, so let's take a look at the chart, show you what I mean. So let's say we have a pretty good chance tomorrow, if futes keep going up, to get up into this range. Okay, so if I'm looking to short SPY, I'm gonna take a look at this range that we're in right now. Right, I'm gonna look at all the GEX levels, and I'm gonna pick something pinned in between those levels somewhere, and I'm gonna go 2 weeks to a month out, plain and simple. So if we're at 394, and I think that's our potential top for now, if all the data keeps pointing, it's a massive green day, things are going good, I might buy a 390 for 2 weeks to a month out, right? And I am going to literally set my stop loss and my take profit at 20%, and I'm going to let everything happen on its own. If that's helpful. I may keep runners, but for the most part, I'm looking for 20% roughly of any trade that I've entered. Win or loss. Kelly C, ODTE chart. This is interesting. So I want to show you something that I feel like, and I may not be a good person for this, but I feel like I'll answer that one in a second there, Bismarck. Extremes are our best plays, are the best plays that I've found so far. Okay? And almost as if our extremes should be inverse, and it's almost as if some hedging dynamics are happening around here, right? And around here, and if you see around here, because who's buying puts, right? We've got a pretty good circle for puts down here. We got a pretty good circle for puts down here on a downtrend, right? So what I'm finding is, and I don't know if this is accurate or not, so Hater would be the one to really, really talk to about that. But what I'm seeing is extremes are almost feel like a hedging dynamic is happening, and you should inverse it. Okay, so you see these big puts down here in a massive downtrend. Either these are ODTE degens that are absolutely ignorant, or something is happening where they're being bought and we're pushing price up anyhow, right? If you see calls being bought here at this high point, right, once again, what happened? We went down. Puts the same, all the way up here, we went down. Yep, that's what I know, I think we were talking about that this weekend, Chetta, that it looks like hedging to us in the MNF chat. I don't see another valid reason to see those big spikes. Dex full page again, please. We'll pass that on. Tesla Theta, I answered your question there. Values for Greeks, Siraj, like I said, I don't pay attention to those. Bismarck, the Shark, one more about DMD info. If there's a large amount of puts expiring on that day, 317 for example, is this an indication that we may do a short-term swing into that date? No, because it's really the last hour of the day. So technically SPY could go down, indices could go down another $12 before the potential DMD run at the end of the day. So 5 days later. I don't know if that helps or not. Hopefully. Full page Dex, please. Okay. We got you. We got you, Malik. And let's see here. Is the matrix reliable for 2 or 3 moves, 2 or 3 day moves, or more long term? I don't use it that often, to be honest, Tesla Theta. But I have used it for swings before. I think I used it to swing. I feel like it works well on consumer defensive, consumer staples like Walmart, things like that. I feel like it's got a better chance there. Maybe Boeing. We just reviewed Tesla, I thought. Tesla Theta, we were just looking at it. Were you not paying attention when we went through the Tesla chart? Okay, what other questions do we have? Chris G, when I take profit, how much of a percentage of your trade do you set to close? 3/4. So that's about where I go. Oh, okay. Yeah, you asked the question about Tesla. We covered its Greeks, which show it's going down, or that it has potential to go down. I talked about how I wait for these dealer Greeks to start pushing up towards this spot. It's for some more negative pressure. I just draw a line, and then I talked about Tesla Theta, how I set price alerts, and there's no way that I would short down here on this downtrend. AJ, you predicted the end of day rally last Friday. What was the reason? I did? From Twitter? Maybe. Could we get some data on the largest change in dark pool sentiment perhaps? Could you pass that on? Yep, I know. I'm pretty robotic, Chris. I think, once you start to trade for a really long time, it starts to be easier to just compound smaller wins. You're never going to see me be able to post, very rarely, unless something really goes my way. You're never going to see a Webull card from me showing 300% on something often. I pretty common just take 10 to 50% wins and call it. I'm very simple. Over time, that's better. Largest change in dark pool sentiment, perhaps. That is up here. Do you mean something that scans the dark pool correlations? This is a hater question. He explains it so much better than me, Tesla Theta. Apologies on that question. He is phenomenal at this, and I still the more plots down here and the closer down, I do believe means more bearish, but he would have to explain that. We will start charting some random tickers. We're gonna do Nvidia here in a second, and then we gotta let me find where was J Bone's question. Oh, you were asking for us to pass that on, Wizrin. Gotcha. Check. Talk about price distribution. I sometimes talk about it in days. Is that an estimate or a way to get that info from Trady? I just switched the days, to be honest. So when I'm looking here, when I'm looking at this price distribution, what I'm really looking for is what I'm thinking of a little further out. So 3 days gets us to Wednesday. 5 days gets us to Friday. And I also want to see what a 10-day outlook looks like. Right? And when I'm viewing these, this is pretty simple, right? There's a 24% chance of a day that we have a downturn that day. So I look towards that slowly, and as the week progresses, I shrink my days. So if we're at Wednesday, right? If Wednesday close, I'm gonna check the 2-day. Okay. We're at Wednesday close, I want to check the 2-day the next morning to see what it might look like for the next 2 days, and then plan accordingly there. When are long calls and puts worth the most on the way to expiration? I'm not sure I understand. If you're absolutely immaculate with your entries and you always time your exits perfectly, the shorter the expiration, the higher chance you have of getting a bigger increase. Tesla Theta, dark pool levels, I use them constantly. And if anybody knows, This graph here or the bot ping are what I use religiously. I do not go up here because all of these make my chart look like spaghetti, and I'm OCD and I freak out. So I draw the largest levels on my chart only, and I leave the smaller ones alone. All right, let's look at NVIDIA real quick. So NVIDIA is slowly starting to look good for a short. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Let's look here. I love that you had 9 of 10 winning trades using dark pools. I really like them. Between dark pools and Gex levels, if you see my spy chart, here's our big DP level. That'll change come Monday. So, but I use them frequently, but like I said, I only like to put the larger ones on there. All right, back to NVIDIA. So, once again, this chart here is a hater explanation. I need to get better at that, that's for sure. So our 234, let's pull up the chart. So our largest dark pool, and this is one of the things I really love about dark pools. Price generally finds a way. Now this is an instant. It could take weeks. Price tends to find a way to its largest dark pool after time. Right? I mean, if 234, that's not that far up. So dark pools are always purple on my charts. So we're going to go ahead and hit that. 234.39. So when I draw this out, I will take this. I'll put it the exact coordinates. Okay. And then I'll put the level on as well. And then we go from there. Tried a couple of times, and you cannot draw Gex levels like I do. I understand that. Let me go through coin. Was that the next one? We got a lot of them flying out here. Coin. I hate coin. I really do. Oh my God. Look at this garbage. So you want to see how I draw Gex levels? This is ridiculous. There's just too many here. Let's go down to the hourly, and let's see if it's a little cleaner. I'll show you how I draw these Gex levels here real quick. So what I'm really looking for, I'm looking for Gex, and that's just to point out, once I move that level away from the exact spot, it's really just a level at that point. It's just based around the Gex level where all the money is. Right? Let's do it. Oh, let's do it on coin because somebody asked about coin, so we can do all these things at once. It's going to be garbage. I'm going to be real salty about it. It's going to have 5,000 lines, and I'm going to end the stream. So what's going to happen? For the love of God. Okay. So coin. So what I'm looking for here is, right, I'm just drawing my level real quick. I'm going above. I'm hitting, says 5105. Let's go to coin real quick. So 51 would really be the spot, right? That would be the bottom. We don't have any price down here at this point, so we'll just put it at 51, roughly, and call it. My Gex are always gray. Sorry. Now let's look at the next one. So right around here, 52, 54. Okay, so when I'm drawing this level, what I'm looking for is price reacting. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the level, okay? And I'm going to see where price reacted the most. So my clicks can't be perfect on the Trady site, But what I can do is check here to see that 52.29 roughly is where price has had the most issue. Bounced there each time, right? We got a little bit below, and then we got right back above, and then we wicked off of it here pretty much, and then we pretty much stayed there in a little bit of a consolidation after we hit it. Okay, hold on, give me a sec. Coin. Okay, we're going through that. Yes, it's an aquarium Tesla Theta. Sorry. I have a bunch of fish called pea puffers. They're puffer fish the size of coffee beans. I have like 20 of them, and they're little murder beasts that run around killing things together. Okay, so that is how I get those levels for there. If we want to keep looking at coin, sorry, let's go to the options portion of it and see. I think it's if I remember correctly, it's an inverse. Yep, coin is an inverse. So we actually buy when it's over 0, and Bitcoin's running right now, and coin's going to have a good morning, so this would make sense. Right, so our deltas, our dealer deltas say coin is currently along. All right. And our largest dark pool is way above. Way above. I really like that emoji you put, AJ. I think JPM was next. Let's take a look. Banks were showing for a pretty decent portion last week longs, but this looks like, look at that, JPM is also an inverse, buy over 0. Okay, so buy over 0, and then let's go back to our live options flow. This box right here, JPM, 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 right? That's a lot of above-ask calls going in for something that has that. So somebody had an idea that the banking contagion, quote unquote, would disappear over the weekend for a little bit. Very far away from its largest dark pool. My goodness, 142 would be one hell of a run, that's for sure. Let's take a look at some levels really quick. It's going to be muddy. Banks always have 1,000. Drives me bananas. Let's go to the hourly and get a clear look. Nope, hourly did not help. God, that's terrible. I'm not drawing these. Whoever asked for JPM, I'm mad at you now. Just garbage. Look at this. It's probably going to rip it open anyways, unless something happens overnight with Futes, so we should be fine. Okay, we did JPM. We answered the off topic. I love to see you all helping each other in chat while I'm talking too. This is kind of nice. Why is coin inverse? That's just how the back test goes, Kelly. To be honest, that's why I use the back test for everything. You switch back and forth and you find what plays the best. So coin chart looks like it's about to crash. True, but Bitcoin's running right now, so we'll see how it looks like in the morning. HPT, I don't even know what this is. What's it do? I'll look at it. We'll look at XLF next, AJ. Oh my goodness. Somebody forgot the rule. No garbage tickers. Who was that? Chris, you're in trouble. There's no information on it because nobody trades it. I'm sorry. I can't help you. I'm sorry. XLF was showing a rip I think, if I remember correctly, at the end of the day, J-Bone in here pointed it out. Yep, Delta's way down. Look at this. Back test says rip. So it's probably going to take off. Charge point electric car chargers. Oh, nice. Sorry, it doesn't look like anybody's trading enough options on it for the platform to pick it up, or it just needs to wait till tomorrow for it to be live for it to go. Lyft as a long, maybe. I trade Uber a lot, Wiz, so it's one of my favorite tickers. I don't know why. Long or short, I really, really, really love trading Uber. DP level and sentiment are inverse. That'll happen. Nobody's positive. The Danish sausage. Thank you for the emoji. That's good. All right, we're looking at XLF. Here it says potential buy. Our largest dark pool level is $3 up. Right around here. So that's pretty interesting. That's real interesting. That'd be a heck of a run. Do you have any other questions about XLF? I'm going to draw these Greek levels and get real salty. Can guarantee it. Yep. Look, though. I want you to look. Look at this. Look where it bounced. Look at that wick right there. Right? So if we just go to the wick on our actual chart, there's our wick that we wicked off of on Friday. Crazy. It's crazy how these GEX levels work. These GEX-ish levels. LW, that's something that we've covered an awful lot. I prefer to draw what we now call GEX-ish levels, which is find the price around the GEX level that price has reacted most, and then draw those levels. And if you look, that's how I do my SPY levels. I mean, I don't think there's any question about the accuracy of these levels if you take a look at them, how I draw them. And if anybody doesn't like them, these levels are generally drawn hours before the market opens every morning and put in a video for all to see. So always interesting to see how they play out throughout the day. I adjust them when new GEX come through around an hour and a half, 2 hours into the market open, and then from there I just let them go. Any other questions? We have 15 minutes tops. My wife texted me and told me she's hungry. So let's get those questions out there. If everything continues to run tomorrow, this will be really interesting. Well, Tesla, we can't really predict if it's going to be a dead cat bounce, but if futures continue going up, then Tesla might go up with it somewhat. If its deltas continue to stay down, then you just wait for levels. We talked about that earlier. For intraday, what would be the best time frame to draw GEX? I like to do the daily, gang, to be honest. That's my favorite. But I'll go down to time frames to try to get a clearer picture. Chinese tonight? No, she wants a fish sandwich from someplace. I don't know. I do it. ET does what he's told. That's how that works. What stocks am I liking, AJ? Well, while we're looking at Google, I don't. You're gonna think that's crazy, but I don't like anything until the market opens, generally. And I closed out all of my shorts on Friday because I was a little nervous about the market ripping. So I decided that I wouldn't stay short. I'll stick probably always with trading Google and Uber and some SPY and some Apple. Always stick with those a little bit. So Goog, just look at the GEX levels there real quick. Let's go to its options and see. Wow. So Goog is hitting that short spot for sure. For sure. Happy wife, happy ET. That is correct. Dog, yes. Eyeballing. If you go back and watch any of the videos that I have posted over time, all of them show me drawing my GEX levels and how I do them. It's not eyeballing, it's looking where price has had the most reaction. Oh, we did F earlier. Malik, where were you? How many green lines to the right for Delta do I like for short call? It's all based on levels, Tesla Theta. It's all based on what levels I am seeing. 90.86. So can't be exact. We'll draw it there. Google says short at some point. That's for sure. 95.06. I bet you that's going to be right around that area. Yep, I can't click exactly precisely, but that looks perfect. There's a nice little range for Google in there. DEX is an end-of-day calculation, Siraj, that tries to say what's going to happen the next day, up or down, red or green. GEX levels are where money is placed, where big money is spending. Is gamma flip different to GEX? I'm not sure what you mean, Lamb. GEX are gamma levels. So, hey, you're welcome, gang. I love doing this every Sunday. Sorry we missed last Sunday. It was my son's birthday. So, I think everybody could understand. He turned 15 and we had a big party for him. Chat GPT says Google short. That's funny. No problem, Chris. I don't mind looking at them. We usually try to stick to tickers that aren't garbage. If anybody asks me to do AMC, I turn the computer off and walk away. So that's the way it works. But I understand. Cost or Ulta, that'll be. Hey, thank you, gang. He had a good birthday. He gets a car soon, so he's really excited. Oh, positive, negative. Check. One's an attractor and one's a detractor. Both really act like magnets, in my opinion. There's a lot of KFAT videos on how he uses the different color of GEXs and what they do for bounces or rejections, size of levels, things like that. I simply use them as support and resistance. Same with dark pool. I use them like you would draw a support resistance line across your chart. So Google's got room up if the market keeps running, but everything says short. So, and ChatGPT does. So, thank you, Chetta. He had a good birthday. We had fun. All right, we'll do one more before I feed my wife. Cost and what were the two you asked? Cost or Ulta? Oh, Ulta. You know, I'm not going to look at it, and here's why. Ulta only goes up. It's like on a 6-month rip. It's kind of ridiculous. Well, that's interesting. Let's see what cost has to say. It's an inverse, looks like. Cost is a buy when it's green. DEX is very important as a potential predictor for next move. Sure, I just don't. Since I since I'm usually in something, if I'm swinging that I already have a little bit of conviction in, I close my eyes sometimes and hope that it, you know, finishes the color that I want it to. Okay, so anyways, we're looking at cost. Where's our biggest level? 501. Wow, that's way up there. That'd be pretty fun if it ripped that far, huh? It says a long right here. It's got some levels above. Let's just draw this nearest one and see where it brings us. 479. Kind of hard to draw when they're that close together. One there. This is interesting though. Look at this massive bit of money sitting up here at 556. That's ridiculous. Wiz, you answered that question perfectly. Thank you. Wiz is in here helping everybody. Thank you, Wiz. Are you in the Discord and talking all day too? I hope so. You're insanely helpful. I'm helpful? Man, all I usually get is told my levels are garbage or my tweet was dumb. Oh no, you were saying good evening to Malik. Never mind. Damn it. So there's our largest dark pool level. Here's where we're sitting. So potentially if the market rips and that sector rips, you could see, cost could see that. And it's delta say along. It's not too bad. Price distribution's a little odd. I don't like when they're not as even. See, it's saying there's some potential for down. Oh, thanks for popping in. Well, we do them every Sunday. Try to have a good time. Let's see here. Okay, I feel like that's probably a good stopping point for us unless y'all have any other questions. As always, thank you for coming, most importantly. So humble. Oh, you must be talking about me because I am so humble. Just to point out, as I always say, try to spend a little bit of time being kind to each other, especially if you're in the M&F channel every week. Just be kind. Be good to each other throughout the week. Trading is very stressful. I want to have fun and post Oprah memes, and for all of us to have a good time. But I also want us to be good to each other. AJ, what do you mean? How can we know if it's inverse? You're welcome, Ryan. Oh my gosh, Frosties, that's you. Fantastic. Show us your calves. Frosties is a friend of mine and is aware that I have very large calves. I don't know what else to say. You're welcome, Siraj. All right, everybody have a good week. I will be in the MNF channel and Discord. If you're not in there and you get a little bit of time, come in. And then I'll always keep an eye on Twitter as I'm trying to give out as many levels as I can and tell you what I think the market's going to do. I hope everybody has a good night. I am going to go feed my wife, go get that Oprah money, and